Hello, everybody. I'm Rob. I have a confession to make. I don't like Record Store Day. I said it. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Northern Revolutions. I'm Rob. Welcome back if you're returning. Welcome if you're new. I said it. I don't like Record Store Day. That's not a secret. I haven't liked Record Store Day for a long time. I've fallen out of love with Record Store Day, if you will. Listen, before everyone jumps in the comment section and crucifies me, just because I don't like Record Store Day doesn't mean it shouldn't be enjoyed by everybody else. If you love Record Store Day and had a great time, more power to you. Just not for me anymore, and hasn't been for a number of years. I think Record Store Day is a fantastic event for the hobby of record collecting and just vinyl records in general. I don't like some of the things that happen because of Record Store Day, and we'll get into that. But on the whole, it's the one time a year where everyone gets excited, even people that aren't normally visiting record stores. So I'm not saying Record Store Day shouldn't happen. It is a great thing. It's if you enjoy it, great. I'd love some of the stuff that comes out of Record Store Day, but just the day itself, not for me anymore. I went to the very first Record Store Day, which I think was 2008, and I loved those first 10 years. Really did. Even like those first few years, my wife and I and my buddy Brian, we would go drive over to the next town over where there's better record stores, short line, who cares, drive through the bins and usually get the things that we were looking for. And that was great and wonderful. What I don't like about Record Store Day now, and again, this is just my opinion, this is why I don't like Record Store Day. Listen, I'm like a crotchety 70-year-old man. Get off my lawn. It's kind of me. I don't get up early in the morning. I don't like lines. Those are two big things. But I also get really miffed that, because of the limited nature of the pressings on Record Store Day, a lot of stuff gets bought, and within hours, it's up on eBay and Discogs for multiples of the original price. That infuriates me to no end. The flippers piss me off. So for me, it's just a combination of all of it. It's lost its appeal. It's not like, oh, it's popular, I don't want to do it. That's not it. I'm glad it's popular. Fantastic. That means more writers are putting more stuff out. Great. I'm just not prepared to wait in line for obscene amounts of time. I'm not prepared to go line up in the early morning hours or late night hours, depending. I'm not going to do it. Give you an example. The town that I live in, there's one record store, really, and it's a small one. It's smaller than my office. And she does a really good job at that store in general, but has limited buying power, limited amount of people in there. That store opened at 8 o'clock in the morning on Record Store Day, and apparently I'm told people were lining up at 3 o'clock in the morning. That's horseshit. Their records lining up at 3 o'clock in the morning? No. I went back later in the morning and everything was gone. When I say later in the morning, 10 o'clock, gone. Which I expected. So, she made a bunch of money. So that's fantastic. Sold a bunch of records, got a lot of people in her store. All of that is wonderful. Just for me, I'm not getting in line at 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm not going down there at 8 o'clock in the morning and standing in a line that's 300 people long only to get in and there be nothing there. Just not doing it. That's fine. I went over to a record store that I used to go to all the time for Record Store Day in the next town over from me. And I got there an hour before they opened, and there had to be 600 or 700 people in line. No exaggeration. It was absurd. I just kept driving. And to be clear, I kind of expected that this was going to happen. I have missed Record Store Day purposefully the last probably 5 years because I was going, there wasn't enough in past Record Store Days to make me want to go and put up with the crap of Record Store Day that I don't enjoy. But this year there was some stuff. So I knew I was taking my chances. So, don't shit on me in the comments that, well, it's what you get for showing up when it opens. I know, that's exactly what I was expecting to happen. So the third place I went opened at 10 in the morning, and it's actually in the mall. And it is part of an independent chain around here that has multiple locations. And they don't do a great job, but I figured nobody would go there because you don't think of it as an independent store. And I got there 10 minutes before it opened, and I was fifth in line, and there was only like 6 people. And I got a couple things that I was looking for. The rest of the day was a bust. Again, as I expected, because I was just not prepared to line up at 3 o'clock in the morning. Not happening. So I'm going to take my chances on the aftermarket, secondary market, see what I can find. But I'll go over what I was looking for and what I found. The reason that I even attempted Record Store Day this year, and I knew that it was a long shot, this was an absolute must for me, was the Passengers soundtrack. Not Passengers the movie with Jennifer Lawrence and what's his face. No, it's called Passengers Original Soundtrack Volume 1. It is U2 with Brian Eno doing a collaboration. And it's not typical U2 music. It's a little more experimental or ambient, if you will. Came out in 95, was not commercially successful by any means. Has been out on vinyl once, and I've never seen one. Crazy expensive. So when they were reissuing it as the 30th anniversary, absolutely I had to get it. Did I get it? No. I have to find one. There's only 3,500 of them made. So I'm going to have to pay a little more and buy it on eBay or Discogs. Such is life. There's only one copy that made it to a store in my hometown. So to be expected. What else was I looking for on Record Store Day? Well, there was that The Killers and Bruce Springsteen encore at the Garden, which was, call it an EP would even be a stretch. Single is more like it. It was from October 1st of 2022 when Bruce joined the Killers on stage for an encore at Madison Square Garden. They did 3 songs. I found this at the one place that I did find anything, and I had it in my hand and I wanted to buy it. I don't care about the Killers, but I like Bruce. But it was $59 for 3 songs, and I said to myself, that is absurd. Drawn the line, and I put it back. Another thing I was looking for was a record by Bobby Charles called the Bearsville Sessions. Bobby Charles was a Louisiana singer-songwriter. This was his debut album, which came out in '72. It's kind of rootsy Louisiana swamp pop. I really like this. I like this because all of the members of the band play on here, except I think Robbie Robertson's not on here, but everyone else is on here. Matt Rebenak is on here, Dr. John. This is good. I like this. I heard about him because he played on The Last Waltz with the band and Dr. John. And I picked this up a year or two ago. I really like this. So the Bearsville Sessions, similar to this, except it has a green cover. It was sessions and outtakes or songs that didn't make it onto this album. So I'm looking for that. I did not find it. But I don't think I'm going to have a lot of trouble because nobody knows who the hell Bobby Charles is. Another one I was looking for, Vicky Peterson from the Bangles and John Cowsill from the Cowsills. He was also Mike Love's version of the Beach Boys. He was their drummer, their husband and wife. And they put out an album called Long After the Fire. And what it is it's them covering songs by Bill and Bob Cowsill, John's brothers from the Cowsills, which that was the band that they had when they were younger. Had some hits back in the 60s and 70s. They're who the Partridge Family was based on. I wanted to get that for a few reasons. Vicky Peterson is a Bengal. I love the Bangles. But also, I like some of the Cowsill stuff. Billy in particular, he was in a great band in Western Canada called the Blue Shadows before he passed away. I think the main reason I wanted to get that is I know Bill Cowsill's son, Del. So this is his aunt and his uncle covering songs that were written by his father. And I love his father's music. So for some personal reasons, I'd like to find that. I also don't think that's going to be tremendously hard to find because I don't know that it's going to be in high demand. So I think I can probably pick that up at some point. The other thing that was sort of interest initially was the Oasis Time Flies box set. That's essentially all their singles throughout their career in a box set. It was put out years ago, I want to say around 2009, maybe just after the band broke up. Can't afford an original, so it was remastered and repressed. It's on colored vinyl. And I thought about it. Like, do I want to get that? I thought, what's the point in getting it? I have all the studio albums, so I have all the songs. There's nothing extra. It's in a box. So I thought, I'm not going to get that. I didn't see it anyway, so it's kind of a moot point, but I'm not going to go chasing after it. A couple other things, though, that I was looking for is Liam Gallagher put out the acoustic sessions. I found it. So this is Liam Gallagher's acoustic sessions, which was done, I don't know, last year, I think. In the last few years, anyway. And it's 8 songs. So, mostly Oasis tunes and a couple songs off the Why Me, Why Not solo album. But you've got Cast No Shadow, Sad Song, Stand By Me, great Oasis songs. This is also in kind of a cool blue and silver, blue and gray vinyl. So glad that I got this. Really, really good. I'm increasingly becoming more of a fan of Liam's. I was always kind of Team Noel, but I'm switching. And this is probably the best that Liam has ever sounded. So it bodes well for the Oasis reunion, let me say. And the last thing I was looking for and found was this, Jet's Get Born Rarities. So this is the companion album to this, which came out in 2003. I love this. These guys are from Australia. Just great rock. I think you probably know Are You Gonna Be My Girl? You might also know the song Cold Hard Bitch. Those were the 2 big singles. I was obsessed with this album when it came out back in the day. So they put this out, which is the Rarities. So there are some songs in here like Sergeant Major, which was on the Rollover DJ single. An alternate version of Are You Gonna Be My Girl? Some live stuff, like a live version of Cold Hard Bitch. Just cool stuff. Live, B-sides, alternate versions. This is great because I love the original album so much that this is a great companion to it. So glad that I tracked this down as well. So, Record Store Day, not my thing. I've outgrown it, I guess. I've outgrown the hassle of it, I guess. And that's fine. I have to take my chances and, maybe not get the things that I'm looking for. But this year reminded me why I haven't been to Record Store Day in a number of years. So some great stuff this year. And I'll take my chances trying to track them down on the secondary market. It is what it is. I made my bet, I'll lie in it. If you had a great Record Store Day, I'm happy for you. It's fantastic. I hope Record Store Day keeps going because the quality of the releases that get put out often are very good, and this is one of the best lists I've seen in recent memory. The experience wasn't for me. So if you had a great Record Store Day, let me know in the comments some of the finds that you were able to pick up. If you had a bad Record Store Day, I'd love to hear about that too. Let me know. That's everything for me today, everybody. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you on the flip side.